Good morning from the Edinburgh Fringe. It's another beautiful morning here. I'm actually at the bottom of the Royal Mile, pretty much near Holyrood Palace, and I just wanted to share with you a conversation I had yesterday, and I'm going to give this a title, and the title is "Your internal search engine at the Edinburgh Fringe might just be giving you distorted results." And this was a person who came to one of our workshops and who had just had a fairly appalling review from actually one of the mainstream website reviewers up here at the Edinburgh Fringe, who I will not name. But even me looking at the review suggests that whoever was reviewing it was probably in a different room to everyone else that was watching the show. It's one of those nightmare reviews with a poor star rating. And the performer, perhaps rightly, was very upset by it, but what they were most upset about was that it was appearing on search engine results, and would that ruin their fringe? And when I pointed out that reviews up at the Edinburgh Fringe are not seen by the vast majority of people up here and elsewhere, they were saying, but look at this, and they show me their phone and they show me their search engine result for the review, and there it is. And then I say, well, look at my phone, and we go onto my phone, and of course there is no mention of this review, and on somebody else's phone I checked as well, and somebody else's. And of course the reason it's coming up on the search engine is because the person who is doing that show is constantly searching for their review and going back to it and obsessing over it, and Google is very good at preying on your obsession. I'm not necessarily saying it does that deliberately, but search engine results vary from person to person, and the vast majority, if not almost everybody at the Edinburgh Fringe, are not going to see that result if you put the title of the show in. And even when they said, but look, if I put the title of the show and review, it comes up, but it didn't come up on my phone, and it's very unlikely to come up on anybody else's. But I think it points out a different thing too, which is what I call our internal search engine, which is what's going on in your head when you start to think about your fringe. And if the thing that keeps coming most prominently is that review, that's understandable, but that is stealing your energy. It's just one person's review. There are many, many other opinions at the Fringe. There's lots and lots of other content, and actually if you just start telling the good news stories on your blogs and in your social media and put out a nice video, hopefully like I'm doing now, you're going to find that appears on the search engine. And certainly after the Fringe, these search results disappear anyway. They start to disappear very, very quickly. A lot of them are behind paywalls on some of the main newspapers. But the key thing here is that there's perhaps a deeper lesson, which is, what are you here for? Are you here for that one opinion? There is always going to be opinions at the Fringe, and your work is what matters. You brought the work here. But the reality is if you take that out of your head, the search engine internally doesn't come up with that review, you're going to have a much, much better Fringe.